Hey, what's going on, Twitch fam? I hope you guys are enjoying WESG just as much as we are. We just had the first game of Epsilon versus Team Canada. A lot closer of a game than we thought it would be. Cobble ended up 16-13, 16-12.
16-12, I think.
16-12 ends on a full eco from Epsilon, obviously, as all great CS games, and with like a 1 dig and then just a follow-up rush into A. But now we get to go into Dust 2. I'm not exactly sure who picked which map. I'm not sure that will matter a whole lot for either team. I know Epsilon are quite good at Dust 2, actually.
Yeah.
So maybe that's going to be a bit of a problem, but at the same time, there's always that argument.
Oh, there we go. It's actually Epsilon's pick.
Oh, it's actually Epsilon's pick.
Yeah.
Okay, so that makes sense. Now, there's always that argument about like Dust 2 being the pug map or whatever. In my opinion, I know a lot of teams that hate playing Dust 2 in matches, that they find it hard to play.
Yeah.
I think the rotations on CT side are actually quite difficult, and you have to rely on like a really smart mid B player to like, either be the third man at A or mid B.
I think also that's why, like CT side definitely becomes harder as a pug team, but I think it's the T side that allows you to have so much more room than other maps in the map pool in terms of like how unstructured you can be and still have success with it. I think that's the big benefit that you get from it as a pug team.
That makes sense. There's actually like, for example, on other maps, you could take an op pick in all these places, but on Dust 2, you could literally have an AK run out along by himself and
be successful.
And be successful, yeah. So that is a good point for sure.
Speaking of running out long, this is clearly the game plan of Team Canada. Just everyone just bolstering out there out of cave, and pretty passive setup from Epsilon here. Wonder if they're actually going to use Draken as a bit of a bait here.
It's a tough position to be in. I mean, if you get cleared, it sucks. If Draken dies, it sucks. Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Are we going to see just a sequence here? Another kill coming out. The Glocks can't connect, and that's just the value of that distance. The bait ends up working out because Draken's done so much damage. And what looked like a pretty good long take. The bomb hasn't been recovered either. He almost got something for it.
Yeah, L's out of hope and a dream.
Yeah.
Got shattered pretty quickly.
Woo!
Does find one shot onto Res.
Very clean.
It's going to end there, though. And that's also like pure hell. Like the position Draken takes up there, it's so difficult to actually deal with a Glock because, sure, the Glock is like somewhat accurate, but at very long distances, first off, it doesn't do that much damage. The damage fall off on the weapon is pretty significant.
Yeah, even a headshot from there is not even going to do like 60
exactly,
damage.
And it's because he's so well covered, he's going to have a lot of time. Even if he gets headshot, it's going to have time to actually reset and go back in shooting.
Yeah, that's when it just comes down to basically pure RNG. I mean, everyone's going to be firing at him, but the amount of time that he's delayed is allowing for what becomes the good positioning of Epsilon to come into play, and that car guy is
more lethal.
No one even thinks he's there at that point. They're just like, this guy's such a problem. I don't have anything else to deal with. But as we've seen in every second round of these two maps that force up Team Canada, going to be buying Alltech 9s, a Deagle. No grenades to work with. Damage being dealt to both sides right now. Hard to say who that favors. Gonna have to just go with the bigger guns for now.
It's getting taken down pretty low here, down to 9 HP. And well, a headshot from Draken onto KNC. Oh, second one on Davey.
Monster.
There we go. Now that's gonna ease up the round for Epsilon by quite a bit. Only 2 Blimbers left.
And somehow this bomb is in a pretty good spot. There's only one person to watch this cross. Let's say he gets 1 digged. Let's say it's a world where he just gets 1 digged, and it doesn't happen.
There's still a dig on Ocean. Hope is still there.
Yeah, OD himself can't do it. But I mean, they probably would have been able to cross if they just got that kill.
Could have very well happened.
Maybe there's one CT. Who knows? Who knows what that universe looks like? We live in this one where Epsilon won the round. No one got John G. Didn't get the 1 dig, and
not a single death actually.
Yeah, not a single death. Not a single death.
So much better start for Epsilon this time around, and we know that when they get the economy for it, Draken's going to go up to that op, and on a map like Dust 2, he can create havoc. It doesn't matter really if he's on the CT side or the T side. And Hampus left all his own devices versus all 5 members of Team Canada. Not going to end too well. Does quite a bit of damage onto Ocean, but other than that, not too much to write home about.
Yeah, this 5-man now. I mean, this is when the 5-man kind of gets stressful, just because once they spot Freddy, they're like, okay, Freddy's alive, but he's also just holding our back, and there's no one to come around and flank him. So all of us are trapped out at long.
We can't go anywhere.
Can't go anywhere. So the first kill was nice, but
I think if you actually commit that heavily towards long, you just have to continue on. Like, it has to be a non-stop train at that point. So you get the first frag, that's absolutely amazing for you. But you have to keep pushing on, because if you get stuck down, you're going to be at the furthest part of the map, like the longest distance on the map possible.
Yeah,
and you're going to have pistols. Like, sure, you might pick up the UMP from, nice shot from Davey there. Like, you're going to pick up the FAMAS maybe or the UMP from Hampus, but that's really not going to do a whole lot for you.
Oh man, everybody is so blind right now, but the T's come out awakened sooner, and Barbar gets a very important kill at top mid, but there's still 3v4. The site has been taken. That first op kill from Davey was super critical to this play. I said, if I hit this, he was probably like, I'm hitting this, go B.
Yeah.
And they had 3 people ready to walk into the site. Really good stuff.
It's actually something you don't see too much of in, I guess, tournament games anymore. Oh, nice ankle from Hampus there.
Simple stuff like that.
Yeah. It's like something that you bust out in your pugs every single game. It's like, if I hit the shot, just like, you got the spawn for me, just go. Well, his retake is getting just harder and harder, really, for Epsilon to actually pull off. And, well, Draken, in this situation, all you can do is save that off.
You know, even 3v3 retakes.
Yeah.
If it's like
that B bomb site is just a nightmare to retake.
It's a nightmare.
I think I would probably say it's the hardest bomb site to retake.
I was just going to ask, like,
CSGO.
What is even a harder bomb site to retake in CSGO?
Like, off the top of my head, I can't actually think of any. I just know like how painful that is.
Like, if you're the one person in the site and there's 2 CTs out, you still feel like you have a 50-50 chance of winning.
Yeah.
You always feel confident just because the choke point is so favorable to the players inside. So again, keeping it simple, and it's really good because they've had some slow strategies and some quick stuff that have both resulted in victories, and it's nice to be able to say that to your team, like, here's what we can do, different things.
Yeah.
If you're a one-trick pony and you only do fast stuff, you're not going to win a game.
They're really finding a lot of luck on long, really. Hampus is having a bit of a hard time getting into the game.
Good
and
opening
if Canada
kill.
can continue to find space on long, especially with an op on Davey, they can, potentially just station him in the pit there, see if he finds anyone peeking out. And he can kind of just sit there stationary and keep Epsilon honest, just force them to have people towards that area, and there we go.
Nice
Gets
kill.
down into pit, finds the pick on Draken.
There, this is an A split waiting to happen. We've only got one man in CT, another one out by the mid B doors. He can't do anything for our air players. There's also no op here to stop them from crossing. This is quite good. They had so much coverage leading up into that that split as well. They were ready. Two at mid doors, 3 long control, bomb station out properly.
And all Epsilon can do now is save.
There's
no real point for them going for this.
No, yeah, there really isn't. The only thing is, like, if you save too early and, like, say you're a terrorist, you hear them running away, then you're just like, they're not going for this, let's start chasing. So sometimes you want to be a little bit quiet, sometimes you want to hang out, shoot a couple bullets, just to delay, because that's the kind of work you have to do when you give up a site that easily.
Yeah.
But solid round.
Yeah, but it's nice to see, like, Canada are just keeping it very simple in their approach and how they're going about things. And, like, if you got a good long spawn, go for it. See if
we're
you can
simple
find the first
people.
round. Yeah,
we're like maple syrup, milk in a bag.
It's like, oftentimes the simple solution is the best one. That's definitely true in this case. So Canada, again, okay, they've got a B spawn this time with 3 members. I think, though, Davey is one of them, though, and that's going to make it a bit tougher. So, but maybe we'll see Davey going for that early B pick. Trying to get the guy trying to jump on plateau.
It's my favorite pick.
Yeah, it's a really tough one to do as T, though.
I've got that bouncing hitbox.
Yeah.
Which isn't fun at all.
And if you miss the shot, you're so out of position.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
the flash was just perfect. You lined it up, but no. And Freddy gets to see him as well. Knows that someone's posted up there, ready for that kill. And Ocean has lurked out. Wow. I don't even know.
I don't understand how he knew that. It was like,
that was crazy because it didn't seem like he saw him, but he was fully confident that he was just right around that smoke. So
like Dragon's been watching ODEAG demos,
studying ODEAG.
But yeah, that definitely puts a stunt to what Canada wants to do. And I mean, sure, we've seen them play slow so far on their T side, but it's a bit different, especially when you go man down and you don't really have any map control to actually look back at after losing a member. Like, it would have been fine if you actually had gotten the long control area and you still go man down, because you can still do a lot of work with Davey on the op.
Yeah.
This is a much tougher situation for them to be in.
100%.
Seems like they're still going to rely on Davey to find the opening pick here, but very passive positions being held by Epsilon.
Yeah, they've got one holding long. Our game helper man has been alerted. He's going to come and try to help Draken, who's on the ramp. Very common spots for both teams. Everybody knows what's up right now. It's just going to be who's going to get the kill, and Jonji really needs to close this one out. If he doesn't, and he just does by the skin of his teeth. Very nice. And peering into CT, sometimes not something you want to do. It might have been a bit of a misstep there, but still 3v3, opportunity to plant. They don't have control of anything, however, so in my opinion, they need to push a choke point, and it looks like it might be over towards Cat, but coming around the corner of that wall, cost him his life. 1v1, Freddy has quite low HP. Davies here with the op. It's basically one and done if he hits this shot, or he loses the round. And he's walking around, and it hasn't been spotted, but wow, yeah, Freddy gets the better of him. And hits the 4K as well. For me, like...
that was a very broken round that Epsilon wins right there. That 9 out of 10 times, I don't think they win that kind of a round. I would have liked to. I don't really like how they actually go about defending it, because it's like you said, Draken gets early information that there's going to be a lot of action on Catwalk, and you call it like, yeah, he's going to buy time to get his teammates in to help him. Actually, didn't get a single teammate to help him,
right?
Because Hampus was just stuck out towards long, and I guess that makes sense because Canada have been pretty adamant about going towards long, but that's been early on in the rounds. So I would have much rather seen Hampus give up long and actually potentially take that hit and help out Draken. So you do have a bit of a crossfire, you do take some attention off of Draken, and it's going to be so much harder for Canada to actually get on site from Catwalk.
So just a little bit slow. The first responder wasn't there in time. Made Draken's job a lot harder, and he was doing a good job of not committing the fights. And here's a mid-B split. Bomb stage up in tunnels. I like this. The bomb by himself, however, if like someone pushed tunnels, he would be a little bit of a liability. Freddy going crazy, running around shooting at the same time. Works out in their favor. They decided to push out of mid and neutralize the two people there, and then come back in for the double peek on tunnel, and they're looking fierce. I think, if they're at choke points, if they're at window and door, those tunnel guys should be...
They should be at the exit. Exactly.
Same distance from them.
Because that's what you always talk about when you see a B split. It's like the two options that the CTs have is either push through to upper or decide to take the fight in mid.
Yeah.
And they have to do it together. Like way too often you see teams kind of just split up, have a one guy peek towards mid and then die, and then the solo guy on B is just completely screwed with no chance in actually doing anything at all. But you also see the same mistake coming up from the T sides where, what just happened to Canada, the fact that they're out mid and they've successfully split it, but you don't have any pressure being put on from upper tunnels. That makes the job much more easy for Epsilon.
Yeah, it's no longer a split. You don't have to watch your back.
Yeah, because we talk about how hard this site is to retake. So even if the Epsilon players actually commit to the mid fight, and you still get, let's say, 2 players in on that B bomb tunnel, you get a bomb plant down, and you have smokes to cover off everything.
You could be at a disadvantage and still have a good chance of winning.
It's like one of those sites where you don't necessarily have to be up in manpower to be in a favorable position.
No, you just need to get in. Yeah, 100%.
Well, it's going to at least put Canada onto an eco. And they did find themselves in a bit of a hole initially on the CT side, or on the T side of Kabul as well, to start things off. So by no means is this all doom and gloom, but
I always remember what Eco said. It was just that if you don't have an eco round, you might as well, or you don't have an eco round strat, you might as well skip the round. So always good, I think, to just play it out as slow as you need to, and just to get as much damage. If you get 1 kill, it's totally worth it. If it takes you 40 seconds. So just because you don't have a lot to work with doesn't mean just run into a site as soon as you can.
Oh, definitely. Like, potentially, if you can bore your opponents to death, if that's going to result in a win, then do it. Yeah. I know personally that if I'm not playing like an actual tournament game, I would have hated the person who did that to me. But that's because I know that a lot of people would have the same reaction as me, like, oh, this is taking way too long. They're in eco. Why the hell aren't they just running into my sites? So you go out, do something stupid, and die because of it, and then that pisses you off even more.
Definitely. Don't do it in pugs, though. 100% do whatever you need to do to win matches. Just don't
be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
All right, Freddy's going to be the guy who pushes in towards mid. Going to find Jonji, and already this buy is getting really torn to pieces.
They're getting wrecked. And this kind of mirrors a little bit of the early rounds on Kabul, where it was going back and forth, and Epsilon decided to just go strong all of a sudden.
Yeah.
And that's that adaptation. But their default just working out on every single part of the map, and sometimes on T side, if it works out on one half of the map, it's totally fine. And both players spotting each other, no one shooting. Interesting how that works.
It's actually weird. Ocean decided to walk into the molly before he actually takes a duel, even though he spots him before he runs into it. It's just like, give myself a bit of a handicap here.
Sometimes people it always looks crazy. Both players didn't shoot each other. Maybe one of them was looking at a mini map.
Exactly. Like if you look at a radar, look like on the edge of your screens because you have a certain angle.
Yeah.
You just need a millisecond of non-focus to really mess you up. Canada going back to the trench. Yeah. Gonna go back to the tried and true long push here. Not gonna find anything at all. Epsilon just kind of giving that up completely.
Yeah, they're gonna hear those steps, and wow, Davey is
David's
really far ahead
all
of his
alone.
team. He's the rabbit in that marathon.
Jesus,
that's leading the pack out there, and everyone else is gonna. They really just needed to. You know, when you run into, I don't know if they were blind. I don't know how they would have gotten blind because there's no one at long.
I mean, even then, you're on an eco. Just hold W.
Just go.
Like, yeah, just press
Davey
W.
is really good at moving fast. We know that. So
yeah,
but I know for a
definitely
fact
needs to teach
that
people.
he doesn't have a faster model than the rest of his teammates.
Exactly.
So
unless like he bought a speed, I don't know. Maybe there was an update we don't know about. You can buy speed packs or something.
Buy speed, pay to win. All of a sudden,
yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised. They could have been that close. If you just look at how far Davey got up long, they could have all been like right there.
Yeah. And it's actually like yes, Hampus has superior weaponry, he has armor, he has nades and everything. So sure, he should be able to get quite a few kills down. But we talked about this, the fact that if you can get a couple of kills in every eco round you have, it's going to make a dent.
Buy.
It's going to make a dent into the economy each and every time. And it's not like it's easy for Hampus to get a 4-man spade and still get out of dodge.
The way I look at it is you kill two and three people on either of the second and third round if you lose.
Yeah.
And then they're within one of saving. Like you just have to buy. Every single person had to use a full buy on those rounds. But anyways, don't have to harp on that too much. Two ops as the adjustment. We've seen this happen. We've seen them use this on CT side. Double op Dust 2 can make sense, but usually you have a really good plan to get that opening kill, maybe on both sides of the map. One thing I think works really well is if you hear like an op at B, then the CTs on A think, okay, I can peek something because we know the op's on the other side of the map. And sometimes that allows your other opper to catch someone off guard. It's kind of a gimmick, and if you want to, you can trade out that op if you need to. But so far, we're down to a minute. We're going for long control, and we're doing it with 2 ops. Not very favorable.
Yeah, this is a weird decision to make. I would have expected them to do it like split up their forces in that sense, have the ops on opposite side of the maps, and just kind of try to pick off rotations while the AKs potentially do something like this.
Oh, that was a little bit risky.
Yeah, especially when you have 2 ops on long.
Did he get another kill? No, he didn't.
No.
Yeah, they should have just secured one in the pit. Unfortunately, didn't do that. John G's coming out for the trade. Really nice kills, though. Couple of good entries. Barbar, a third man on the site. They did not expect him to be up there that quickly. Good on him for doing that so fast. And all the attention is on Ocean right now. He doesn't know he's the man of the hour. Has 2 players shooting at him with the op and the AK, leaving Davey alone. He is a pretty clutch player, I'd say. And Barbar, though, really tight angle.
Yeah.
Gets the kill. Yeah, and you cannot waste, you cannot have, like KNC jumped out as if he was baiting a shot so his teammate could op, but literally was just out there by himself. And that kill is so important when you get down a late round. It's like a 2v2 situation, a 1v2 situation. That extra man who died for literally no reason. And as you were going to say with the ops, you escort them in the pit, you let them work for a second.
Exactly, and it's weird. Like Canada bought up 2 ops and then played the round as if they didn't have a single one, which is super strange because you see the toll it takes on them. Ocean is on a deagle only.
Yeah, 4,700 as opposed to 2,700 on an AK. And arguably less effective.
Yeah,
for that kind of strategy.
Well, Epsilon are just going to take everything they can get, though. They're not complaining.
Yeah. Oh, John G gets that first kill. Ends up going out mid-B by himself. Draken also finds an op kill on the cat.
Yeah, Ocean is just on a mission of his own as well.
And 3 people have made it into the site. This is kind of what we're talking about. If you're able to open up the site, but both players are still here.
Right, it's not the main opera of Epsilon.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not. He's actually a solid rifler.
Yeah.
He's actually sick.
Yeah, he's really, really good. I mean, he's just been playing better and better. Like during the European minor, he was just lights out the entire tournament. He was really solid.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
But I think it's more down to the fact that he's playing a position where an op is like really good, regardless of who you are, pretty much.
Yeah.
But
do you remember that? I know you've seen this. The Scream Existence 1v2.
Oh yeah.
With Flusha.
Definitely seen that.
It's one of the funniest 1v2. You guys can look that up on. It's an ESCA clip on YouTube. Scream Existence Flusha. And here might be a cleanup, Freddy. Really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice headshots. And that is your B player. Solo B player has got to be that guy who can
reliably do stuff.
Yeah, really good sequence fraggers. I think notably like There are a few that I can think of offhand. I'm trying to think of a better example.
Yeah, like
right now, Tarek.
Solo.
Tarek is like really good at finding.
Well, on the topic of optics, Stanislaw in a bomb B site on train.
Yeah,
he just dominates that area,
and he stays alive too.
Yeah,
That's like the best part.
And he's so good at like going aggressive, just completely being a bit of an asshole to whoever he's playing against without dying. And constantly doing so. So, like, at this point, even if it's like with Get right? You know he's going to come from behind at some point, but you never know when.
Yeah, you never know when.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter. Like, you can hold that angle for 40 seconds, but the second you turn away, it's going to be like the 41st second. That's Get Right's timing.
Yeah.
Same thing with Stanislaw on that inner bomb site.
Yeah, absolutely. And obviously, your solo side players are your smartest players in your team. That's why you let them have the entire site to themselves. You know they're going to either make the best decision to stay alive. They're not going to overpeak ever or get greedy.
Yeah, they're just going to be like, I got one frag. I'm buying time. Put down my nades.
Yeah.
Come in, guys.
Come in, guys. Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I've warmed everything up for you.
Best solo side players. You got like C's, Get Right.
There's quite a few of them.
Crims, solid one. Just people you can trust.
Yeah. Oftentimes, like when you when you list up these players, it's like the ones who are reliable performance right. Yeah, like you can't have the guys who are like
the screams,
just like very inconsistent in the sense that
volatile.
Yeah.
Now another default, and Dusty's a map where you can do this default every single round. Go for cat control early on. They give you the pick. You get that kill. And you can go up, and that bomb has been dropped. Rez gets an opening kill.
Yeah,
he's actually
smoke's gone away as well.
Yeah, Oppers at mid are sometimes it's a lot of teams on T side will say you should never die to an op at mid from CT. You either got to smoke him out, flash him, or whatever. So, but being offered up that kill off the top of the smoke, it's kind of a misstep on Team Canada's part.
No, it's a good shot from Rez to hit though.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's not that easy. Well, at least they have gotten cat control, so they will be able to set up something here.
That jump actually gets a player spotted, and Draken getting this kill really ensures that Barbar is going to have an easy time finding one for himself. Yeah, they haven't really helped themselves out by flashing for their teammates, and Davey eats one from the hands of Epsilon. So, funnily enough, the CT's having more effective counter flashes.
Yeah, so the execute pretty much fizzles out. Like, they have the smokes, but they have nothing to actually block off further vision unless they want to. Like, when they get to that straight angle, as soon as you've turned the corner, after running up on cat, like, you need to have something to hold people back. It's like, sure, just firing shots is nice enough, but it's going to be really hard to have an op who just wants to get that one quick peek in to have him stay back the entire time. It's easier if you're playing against a Colt, like a rifle in that kind of situation. So it becomes really tough to 10, and well, Epsilon going very aggressive here.
It's that classic last round of the half.
Yeah.
Don't have the best buy ever, but you somehow just dominate your opponents. And whoa.
Jesus.
Peace, kid.
All right, Rez, it's time to do the 1v5.
Yeah, this is due for the Vine.
Need a highlight.
Make sure all the kills are on the kill feed.
All headshots, of course.
All headshots. Last second defuse. Can't be anything but. Okay.
Doesn't quite work out. But in any case, though, solid half from Epsilon. Canada,
their playbook ran a little dry on T side.
Yeah, I like their initial ideas of just going towards long heavily, putting a lot of pressure on it. I would have liked to see them do that more when they had just a single op on Davey.
They never got that A split that they did so well the first time around ever going again.
Yeah,
and, they failed all their mid Bs, unfortunately. Partially actually due to their own faults, not even just because of fragging. Like, they just didn't split properly. The coordinated A execs, I mean, they weren't getting cat control for free anymore. Like, example of that last round where Rez gets that opening frag. So, yeah, a lot of stuff in the default just didn't fall into place. Opening kill is a huge factor in that.
And it becomes really hard to play T-side. If your most basic, most cookie-cutter stuff doesn't really pan out because you're not able to execute it, then you're in for a really rough time.
Yeah, you're like not even getting to the stuff that you talk about.
Yeah.
Guys, cat control, this. And there's else to get a kill. We got one player in lower. He hasn't been spotted, but swings out wide in front of Freddy's crosshair, and Freddy punishes him for it. Picks up 2, actually. Davey quite low in the situation. Ocean is going to spot one player falling back. Won't want to bite off more than he can chew him. He's actually holding off the entire left side of the map for his team.
Yeah. Smart play to make there. Doesn't really have to re-engage. He does have Davey in there. All Davey needs to do, he doesn't really need to even hold off. Maybe he just needs to listen for sound cues and hold off the window area, and then Ocean can hold off B.
Yeah, and actually playing from the window. Not the biggest deal just because they don't have it's not like the terrorists have a ton of utility to block these CTs out of it. And makes a good rotate into the door, catches Draken completely off guard, and this is a 3-on-1 situation. Honestly, winnable for both sides. Going to be quite difficult. Oh my god, what a shot from Rez. That second headshot, absolutely beautiful. And the bomb is going to go down, and I think Jonji's actually made his way in, but he's not hitting the bullets right now. Rez has the opportunity to get a headshot. He's doing the body damage as well. And now, really, it's up to him. His round to lose at this point. He could find this. He's doing a lot of good damage, and Jonji just is completely outplayed.
Okay, so initially, nice fake plant from Rez, trying to bet anyone out. Like, if you're Canada in that situation, you shouldn't really care if he plants or not. So
don't go in.
So don't go in. Like, you can safely just let the bomb go down and take it from there.
100% of the time.
Yeah. So, because you're still going to have the man advantage, and you can still lose one or two, like, as long as you just have a constant stream of people coming in. But obviously, two crazy shots from Rez actually there to make it into a 1v1 situation. And Jonji, pluffing a couple of his shots.
He definitely missed.
That does make it a lot easier.
It's not an easy angle.
Yeah.
Really,
but there you see the power of just being on that B-bomb site as a T.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, kind of called it, but still didn't really expect it. It's 3v1, but
yeah, you don't expect it, but it's unlikely, and it probably shouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Like there are misplays from Canada coming out there, but
and you know that the second guy dying, he was actually quite low. It was
4 HP.
Yeah, great shot once again. Hide those health bars and you record the demo.
But he would have died regardless because it was a headshot.
Yeah.
So I guess in the end,
that's a good way to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah. In the end, it wouldn't have mattered, but yeah.
Linkin Park. Okay.
Tried so hard, man. Got so far.
Barber only getting 1 for his troubles.
Freddy's going to follow up. Freddy's been a beast this game so far. I think he died like 4 times.
He's been like the cleanup king.
Yeah.
Someone doesn't get an entry, he gets 2.
And Draken.
Is it the angle?
Waiting for it.
There it is.
I think Freddy's died 4 times this game.
Oh, I'd like to actually.
Yeah, there you go. 23 and 4.
Oh my gosh.
He's been doing work. Like, but it's like you said, he's been the cleanup king. And then a couple of times when the A bomb site has been a tiny bit shaky on Epsilon side, he's been coming through spawn, just cleaning things up, nice and easy. But yeah,
a team full of super reliable, extremely good aim monsters.
Oh yeah.
In Epsilon.
These are the future of Swedish CS.
Yeah, for sure.
And some of them have already gotten to try, to play for other teams. Obviously, Disco Dolphin now in Fnatic.
Disco.
And Freddy stood in for NIP while they were still trying to, or waiting for Pyth to get back. I think that was before they landed on Michaelella as well. Or, well, Doppelin played for them as well. But yeah, like just multiple Epsilon members are like obviously on the radar of the best Swedish teams.
Yeah, they're certainly on ours as well. And this could be the end of it. I mean, this is the last player. And who better than the man with 4 kills to get those 2 to clean it up, ending up 25 and 4. Stellar performance. Team Canada looked a lot stronger in the first map.
Yeah.
Some good stuff was their semblance of play here on their T side on Dust 2, but they weren't pulling out the W's each time.